Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we're doing another KayBeeSimss video. I have been doing a bunch of KayBeeSimss videos lately, which I really enjoy, and I have been having so much fun doing recently, so you're going to see a bunch of them, but I'm trying not to do, like, every single video in a week being KayBeeSimss ones, because, like, that's a bit excessive. So I've been trying to do one KayBeeSimss video to every build that I do, which I am having fun doing the builds, but I've just been really in the mood to do KayBeeSimss videos and just making a bunch of Sims, mostly the children and, you know, anybody who is, you know, female, because the males are just a bit difficult for me, but this one has a male in it, so I did push myself to put, you know, dress them in their, you know, boring pants and shirt, but I did try a bit harder with this one, and, well, not the whole family, just the man right there. I don't know what his name is. I don't know what any of the people in this house are named, except for one that I will talk about later. And so, I had a lot of fun, and actually, these are the Sims that I made to go along with the house that I built on Thursday. I post on Thursdays, right? I think so, but the coastal industrial house, that is their house, and so I made that house specifically for this family because I wanted to put them into my actual, like, full save and make them part of my Brindleton Bay area, and so I thought that was pretty fun, and I had a lot of fun making this Sim in, like, particular, the one you can see right now. She's just, like, very, like, you know, middle of the woods, like, cottage, you know, has, you know, their own, like, wood burning fireplace, and, you know, they've got, like, cute little mushrooms growing outside their house kind of thing right there, and so I was very much so having a lot of fun. Also, this green color is, like, one of my favorite colors, and so, you know, I've been using it a bit for, like, builds and for Sims, so you can definitely see that. And also I had a lot of fun with, like, floral, like, flowery patterns and a bunch of colors on the Sim and, like, their entire family, and so I had a lot of fun with that one. Also, I only had one child in this household, which is kind of fun because I don't usually do that, and usually I have, like, more than one, or like usually 2 to 3, but I was like, they don't, like, need to have that many children, and so, because I was just like, yeah, they're kind of young, so they only have the one child, and I usually only put children, like, in the house. Like, I could just have, like, single Sims, but I feel like the video is not long enough when I do that, and, like, that's, like, my only goal is to get past the 30-minute mark, and so usually when I'm only making 2 Sims, I can't get it to that, like, 30-minute mark, so that I can speed it up to a normal, like, length video. So, you know, I just was like, okay, I'll put a child in it, and then they have 2 pets. They have a cat, I believe, named Vern, and then the dog is named Chestnut, which are the only ones that I can remember out of these, except for the toddler, in which I will talk about now. But their last name is Ridde, which is how I was pronouncing it the entire time that I had, you know, chosen the last name and put it down. And so that's how I was pronouncing words. That's how I was pronouncing it. And so I was just going along with that. And so the toddler's name is Skye. So that'll come into handy like 20 seconds from now. But the entire time when I was making them and done, like, most of the Sim work and, like, recording and, like, put them on the gallery, all of that stuff, I was like, okay, Skye Ridde. And then I think it was when I was writing the description for my YouTube videos and, like, all of that stuff, I was like, was really tired, and it was like 10:45 at night, and so I started pronouncing their last name as Ridde, which is probably fine, it's just a last name, but then I got to the kid's name and I was like, Skye, oh no, Skye Ridde. Like, that's a very bad name, especially because people cannot pronounce last names. Last names are just so difficult. But I was just like, oh no. But I had gotten all of that stuff, already. Whatever, moving past my word choice. But I was like, that's fine. You know, as long as she tells people how to pronounce her last name, we shouldn't have any issues. And this is The Sims. Bullying is not a thing in The Sims. But my name choicing right there was probably not the greatest. However, Skye Ridde is not the worst name that I've probably ever named a Sim, nor in real life the worst name out there. So, technically not that bad, and it's not like last names have, like, that much impact, especially when you're a child. It's just kind of there. So, it'll probably be okay. But that's enough about, The Sims and all of that stuff. But I may play with this family also because I'm kind of excited about them. But I think Tuesday. I also could be entirely wrong about the date, but that also doesn't matter at all. I had a football game, and so I just wanted to, talk about that because it was a pretty, eventful football game. So I think it was like an early football game, so it was like 5, I think is when it started. We had to get there at 4:30 because we have to get there 30 minutes early. Really fun. So we're there for like 2.5, 3 hours all of the time. It's pretty good right there, but football games are more fun than volleyball games for me, so not really sure, but they also are like 3 times the length. So, there's always downfalls. But that one, it was going to be split up half and half with a team with 4 and 5 because we have such a small team. And there are 2 games going on that night. However, that morning during practice, my coach was like, since the football game is so early, we could just have all of you go to football, and then the ones that are going to volleyball go to volleyball. And I was like, that's very strange, but I was very happy because then I wouldn't have to go to the volleyball game because I was assigned to go to football. And then also when we were at football, it wouldn't look like we had, 4 people there, because that's always just really sad, just having that many people there, and it feels so empty. So all of us went to the football game, and then I didn't have to go to the volleyball game, so that was all good. So this football game was kind of chaotic because it was only the second football game that we've ever gone to with everybody there. I guess we were missing one person, but most of us were there. So a lot of things happened, especially with bugs, because there are bugs all over the turf for football fields. It's really annoying, but it's just kind of something you just gotta deal with. You're just like, yep, there's gonna be bugs. But one big thing is on one of the girls that was standing in front of me, because there's 2 lines. The girl in front of me, we have our pom-poms held behind our back when we're not doing a cheer. That's important for you to know. But there's usually bees and wasps everywhere on these fields at all of the time. Usually we see at least 1 to 2 per, game. And so I saw the bee flying around a bit, and so I don't have that big of a fear of bees. They're fine. The wasps I have more of an issue with, as evident by the wasp that I threw on an apple while at the apple orchard in the last video. I think that I talked about that. And so, I was just like, okay, there's fine. It's a bee. And so, but then it landed in the girl's pom-poms, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But then it started climbing into the pom-poms, and I was like, we're not getting that bee out ever. We did. It just took a bit. So I was like, I called to the person in front of me, because we all know each other's names and all that stuff. We're kind of just kind of acquaintances and stuff like that. But I was like, person name, there was a bee inside your pom-poms. And so she kind of was like, what? And then the girl next to me, because in a triangle formation, imagine that, person in the front with the bee, me, and then the other girl was like, where? I don't see it. And so then she was bending down next to the pom-pom, and I was over here just I know there's a bee in there. I'm not lying. And then she was like, oh my god, there's a bee. And I was like, yeah, I was not lying over here. I don't talk ever, so why would I lie the first thing I talk at this entire football game? But that's fine. But the bee was inside, next to the handle part of the pom-pom, and so it was very bad. And so she just eventually just dropped the pom-poms, which is probably a good thing because a good percentage of the other ones have a big fear of bees, which is fine because they sting, and so it's a lot. They're kind of vicious, really fun. But it didn't sting anybody, thankfully, but I don't really know where the bug went. We just, she kicked it at one point, and in that time, I feel smart decisions are not the best thing to be doing, I guess. It's not the thing that just comes to your mind. So, that's pretty fine. But, it did eventually fly away, and then that was all good. But it did come back again and try and land on her, so sorry to this girl who keeps attracting bees when you have that big of a fear of the bees. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Another thing is there is a couple of the boys that just kind of sit there, well, not sit there, they stand with the group of football players at the side. and I think they're in a higher level. I'm not really sure, but they're sophomores too, but they're friends with some of the people on the cheer team, so they were talking like the entire time, like I like full on like yelling because they're like 30 feet apart, so like that level volume to get it from there to here, you know, but they really like one of the cheers, and it's an alligator cheer, so basically you just, you know, spell alligator. It's one of those cheers. The cheer is not that actually important, but if you know, you know. It's, yeah. But they really wanted us to do that one, and so they kept like pressuring us like the entire time to be doing that. And so, you know, we did that, I think, like almost at the very end, because we kept like missing timeouts and stuff like that, but like the entire time they were just like doing like parts of the motions and just screaming alligator at us. I bet the like crowd was so confused, like, why are they screaming alligator at the cheerleaders? But it was pretty funny on our end, but we were just like, wait, because I swear football boys have like the least amount of patience on the entire planet. But, you know, we did eventually do it for them, and, you know, one of them, like, fully did it with us. The other one was just kind of, like, marking it, which we told them that, I think one of the girls said that they would give them Skittles if they did it with us. So I think one of them got Skittles, which is actually leading to the next thing. But one of them had Skittles to begin with, but they wanted, like, more Skittles or something, I don't know, candy. So one of them started throwing it at us, which is, it's like candy, but like they're football boys, so they were throwing like small pieces of candy, and they can throw pretty hard, so they were like full on chucking candy. I had not gotten hit by one, mostly because I'm fairly positive they just were like, no, we'll just stay away from her, not friends with her, which I'm pretty glad about that, because the person in front of me was talking about, like, the entire time about how much it hurt, because she got, like, full-on hit in the leg with, like, a Skittle, and so there were Skittles, like, covering the area that we were standing by. Like, I'd say, like, probably, like, near 12. So, you know, football boys are crazy. It's very strange, but, you know, that's about it that happened at the football game. So I'm probably going to end the voiceover right here, but it is almost screenshots time. So if you like today's video, subscribe, or... So if you like today's video, maybe subscribe, or, you know, to see more videos like this. But I do post a video 4 days a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!